Mhm. Ja, range trade is eigenlijk gewoon een strategie. Hè? Dus je hebt inderdaad, maar daar kom je zo meteen wel achter. Je hebt swing traden, day trading en scalpen. Maar range trade is eigenlijk gewoon een strategie. Ehm, ik had het er net met Hamza over van je hebt ICT trading. Zeg maar, dat is ook weer iemand die heeft gewoon een naam gegeven om het zo te zeggen. En zodoende is het eigenlijk gewoon gekomen van, ja, zo hij noemt het ICT trading. eh, die persoon. Maar verder is het niet echt een term in de trading-industrie, om het zo te zeggen. Maar ja, we gaan gewoon beginnen. Even kijken. Yes. We gaan gewoon beginnen. Het wordt wel een beetje wat meer technische stof. Maar zoals ik al tegen Hamza zei, als je vragen hebt, stel ze gewoon gerust. En dan lopen we er lekker rustig doorheen, aangezien ook niet zo'n hoge opkomst is. Ehm, Even kijken. Ja, jullie zijn allebei gedempt. Top. Ehm, wat ik ook zei, hè, stel de vragen in de groepschat. Eh, zijn jullie allebei een beetje goed Engels onderlegd? Oké. Oké. Oké, ja. Eh, ja, want ik wil hem wel in het Engels doen. So, I'll switch to English. So these are the subjects we're going to talk about. Um, Market analysis, index rundown. I will tell you guys what the Hang Seng index means. We'll look at the dollar DXY chart. We'll look at the Bitcoin technicals. So what key levels am I looking at? What's happening at this moment? And we'll look at the altcoins. I always tell people like you first look at Bitcoin and then you will look at the altcoins if you want to invest or trade within the cryptocurrencies. Also, we'll talk about the upcoming news events, and that's it for now. So let's jump right into it. I'm trying to open the chat. Let me see. Uh, Let me see. Yes, there we are. Okay, so as I said, if you have any questions, then you can ask them in the chat, and I will handle them when we got time, and afterwards we also have time for a Q&A. So let's jump into the charts. So do you guys see my screen, by the way? All right, top. Hang Seng and the index. Indeed. But we're first gonna look at the macro inflow. So yesterday I shared a topic about risk on and risk off assets. I will because you guys yeah just started into the investing and the trading space. I will share it with you guys. Let me see. Yeah, so what's risk on assets? What are risk on assets and what are risk off assets? Actually, it's just risk on is yeah the secondary things you need in life, and the risk off is like the primary things you need in life. For example, uh, you always need like things like drinks, and always need healthcare and I don't know how to say this in English, but defensive companies. So, like, for example, people that investing in weapons, And as you can see now at this moment, we got a lot of news. Trump is saying a lot of things. China reacting. We're a bit in a trading war. So that's why they're investing more in risk off assets because they're more stable. And when you see the market booming, being in a bull market, what many people say, and many news topics about Bitcoin is rising again. Bitcoin made so much percent. Everything that speaks positive about the markets, then you will see people investing in risk on assets. For example, Apple, Google, all the secondary things. So most of the tech stocks. Also, Bitcoin is also a risk on asset because it's not. It hasn't been that long in the market. It's I think Bitcoin launched in 2009, and afterwards, you saw Ethereum and all the other altcoins coming. So Bitcoin, still more big companies are getting interested in it. Um, Bitcoin and altcoins still more big companies are interested in it, but they're not. Oh, Alan. Hello, Alan. I will continue with my story. Thanks for joining. And like I said, if you have questions, you can ask them in the chat. So, um, yes, as I said, Bitcoin and altcoins, more big companies are interested in it, but it still hasn't been along it hasn't been there for a long time, so that's why it's also a risk on asset. So as you can see at this moment, we're switching from risk off or from risk on assets to risk off assets. Um, so that's basically a little bit it. As you guys can see, risk off assets are more stable, risk on assets are more or less stable. So that's all I want to say about the macro inflows, and then we will jump into the charts, and we start off with the S&P 500. By the way, I'm using TradingView. So Hamza, if you're starting with trading, you can download TradingView. I will make a video about it soon. But TradingView is actually just if you're a technical trader, like me, you will use TradingView a lot to draw your trades, draw interesting levels, draw the structure of the market, and yes. So TradingView is the place where you draw your analysis, and the broker like Bybit or Maxi or anything like MetaTrader 5 is the place where you place your positions. Let me see if I can open the chat again because for some reason it's gone. Let me see. There it is. Let me see. Noted. Okay. Do you trade with risk of assets or I will write it down for myself, the question, and I will get back to it. One moment. Let me see. Trade risk of sorry, so I just told Hamza also. I will just answer your question first because I think it's a simple question to answer. I only trade Bitcoin and I sometimes trade Forex during the London and New York session, but I don't trade yeah any other assets. I do invest in stocks, so I do invest in risk on stocks and risk off stocks. But yeah, since I trade Bitcoin, I only trade risk on assets. So let's get into the indexes. So S&P 500. What happened last week? Let me see. So what happened last week? As I always tell people, I'm a range trader, so I always look the start of the impulse, so start of a strong impulse, and the end of a drop off. So the start of a big drop off that makes a range. So for example, mm, this would be a range for me because you have a strong impulse. If you look on this is the daily chart, by the way. So all these, yeah, we call it time frames. They mark every candle. So every candle is in this time frame is 4 hour of price action. So this will be a range for me, just as I shown here. So we almost hit a range low, and yeah, as you guys can see, there's still a lot of trouble in the markets, still a lot of political trading, war, people, yeah, just reacting to each other based on import tariffs. Welcome, Shotman. So that's it for the S&P 500. It's basically the same as the Nasdaq, as you guys can see. Same thing. Also the Nasdaq is falling down. So that means, what do I mean with if it's falling down, like it's falling down like a falling knife? That means you don't want to look for yeah, you don't want to look within the Nasdaq or the S&P 500 to buy stocks, because for me as a technical trader, and sometimes I definitely do fundamental analysis, it first has to make a rotation. So for example, I first want to see this before I will get interested in yeah, buying stocks again within these indexes. So these are the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 are the indexes that that most of the people look to. So most of the people, they will look into these indexes, and they will look in the companies that are inside in the Nasdaq and inside the S&P 500 to yeah, to buy stocks. Most of the retail traders that will do that, because most retail traders, yeah, they buy stocks based on what they like, or what they yeah, based on what they like. So for example, if you have an iPhone, most of the people, they will buy Apple. But yeah, that's not how investing works. Because not because you like Apple, it means that it's a profitable company. Well, in this case, Apple is, of course. But you always have to look at the history of Apple, how the financials are within Apple, and yeah, what is the future looking like for Apple? Like, are they still a market leader, or what are they? So we have also different indexes. This is Germany index, so mostly Germany companies. This is the Amsterdam, yeah, the Euronext Amsterdam. So Dutch companies, also ASML, one of the big companies is in this one. So one of the big companies in the Netherlands is ASML. Also not, yeah, not holding on too well, as you guys can see, falling knife. This is something you don't want to see. Like everyone that bought here, everyone that everyone that bought in this area. So everyone that bought in this area is now, yeah, still is now underwater. So their position, um, they, yeah, so the price of their stocks in their portfolio is at this moment, yeah, less than what they bought it for. By the way, if you have any questions, this is for Shotman. You can ask them in the Zoom chat, and I will try to answer them yeah, directly or after I did my analysis. So what I also wanted to show, because now I went to the most popular indexes of where people buy a lot of companies in, so a lot of stocks in. But now I want to show the Hang Seng index. I don't know if anyone heard of the Hang Seng index. Did anyone ever heard of the Hang Seng index? Oh, Alan, not even you. I thought you are the trader. You have to know, right? Nah, it's not that important for people that trade forex, by the way. But what did we see in the Hang Seng index, and what is the Hang Seng index? Hang Seng index is the Chinese index, so for Chinese companies. Um, so that means uh, at this, I sometimes hear a little bit of crack. Maybe my headset is not good anymore. I don't know. But as you guys can, this is the Chinese stock index. So that means the big Chinese companies are within the Hang Seng index. So as I said before, S&P 500, Nasdaq index, they have the, welcome Giovanni. So as I said before, the Hang Seng index is the Chinese stock index. That means the big companies of China are within the Hang Seng index. And as this, yeah, at this moment, you have Trump raising the import tariffs, China reacting to it, and yeah, because many speculators, many big investors are thinking like, okay, maybe China will be the new world leader. We don't know. I mean, like, that's not something we can control. That's all politics. But what we can do as a technical trader, we can look at the chart. So what I said before, I'm using TradingView. You can see almost everything on TradingView. And why I think just something in between. Why I think technicals are more important for me than fundamental, because most of the time when you see I showed it in the last stream. Most of the time, if you see a news article getting published, for example, Trump raised the import tariffs. Many people will think like, okay, so now it's an important thing to place a trade, but that's not it. You want to place a trade, or you want to invest in a company before the news article will get published. So you don't want to place a trade when it says like, by, for example, when it says like, okay, Bitcoin is now at $100,000. Bitcoin, many investors say Bitcoin will get to 150. No, you want to be in the markets now and not after the news article get published. So that's why it's important that you guys are here right now, because I know for sure that if the crypto market is booming or any other market is booming, you will see many people. You will see many people joining the chat. You will see many people in this live stream, and you will also see many people like, okay, what coin do I have to buy? How do I learn? How do can I? Can you tell me how to trade, how to invest? But that's most of the time. It's a little bit too late. So start early. Is it? Yeah, true. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. The Hang Seng is more for stocks, so I will get into it. So Hang Seng Index, Chinese stock index. So what did we see? The last few months, you see a trading war is going on between Trump and the Chinese president. Of course, it's always good to have more tools. So as you guys can see, I always look for a structural break. So for example, as you guys can see, this was the oh, let me see like this. So at 2018, the 5th of March, I don't know what was happening there, but I can look it up for you guys one day. But this was the best moment in the Chinese scene. So for Chinese for Chinese big companies, and also for the Chinese economy. At this moment, you see China set up a low. So it was not going so well for China in 2022 and 2023. But now, as you guys can see, it's already in a what many people call bull market. I don't call it a bull or bear market because it's not really important for me. I just want to know, like, yeah, what's happening and where can I place my trade. But as you guys can see, we've been since the start of this year. Since the start of this year, we are only moving in an uptrend. So that means China is doing something good. That's why you see in the news uh, people speculating about, is China going to be the next world leader? My opinion doesn't care if China is going to be the next world leader. The only thing I care about is, okay, so if China is raising, that means I maybe have to look in to Chinese big companies, because if you invest the beginning of this year, it was a great timing to invest in oops to invest in let me just erase this to invest in in Chinese Chinese companies. Let me see. All right. By the way, that was ICT. That's something a friend of mine shared. He said, like, watch this video. I didn't check it yet. But so let's look at Chinese. So for example, if you look at Alibaba, you will see the same, right? So it went bad. Like, as you guys can see, we came from. Let me see, where's my thing? Yes. Does it have it here? So as you guys can see, it lost from the top. It lost 80%. So for example, if you had one stock of Alibaba, so you have a investment portfolio, of course. If you have one stock of Alibaba, so one stock was at 315, and you were like, okay, it's going well, everything is going good, everything is going good, nothing to worry. I'm making money. That's why I always take your profit, guys. Take your profit. When many people are talking about one stock, or many people are happy, positive about a market, you want to take profit. Like if you invest here and you didn't take profit here, that's a bad thing. So for example, so as I said about the Chinese stock index, we made a low. So back to this one. We made a low beginning of the year. And what happened? We made a low beginning of the year. And boom, 100% on your investment. So that's why if you didn't take profit here, it can happen. I mean, like if you're just new in this in the stock market, it happens. You know, it's not something. Yeah, we can. I mean, we need to experience, right? So if you didn't take profit, then you will look. Then you don't say like, okay, fuck it, I didn't take profit. I will sell my stock. No, you don't sell your stock on a red candle. So for people that don't know, my red candles are white because it triggers my emotions if it's red, because red is yeah, you all know, you know, red red is always seen as a bad color in the market. Um, but if you had Alibaba, you don't say like, okay, I will throw away my stock. No, you will see if you can buy lower, so the average price of your stock will yeah, will be lower. So at this moment, as you guys can see in the Hang Seng index, you will look at big Chinese companies to invest in, because they are likely to make you more money. And that's what we care about. We're all here in this investment or trading space. We're all here to make money. Like if you're just looking for a other way to, yeah, not to make money on your saving account, you want to make more, yeah, you want to make more money than you make on your saving account, and that's easy. But the other thing is you want to beat inflation, and inflation is a bit high, as you guys know. So I think that's it for the indexes. Let me get back to my beautiful presentation. I, so these are the subjects, by the way, for people that came in a little bit late. These are the subjects we're going to talk about. Let me put my phone on mute. So are there any questions about the index? Otherwise, we're going on with the DXY. No questions. I think DXY. Yeah, same thing as is the Hang Seng beginner friendly? Well, let me tell you something. Alain, that's also in. He's also in the chat. He trades forex, and he said also he didn't hear of Hang Seng index before. So I don't think Hang Seng index is beginner friendly, but it just depends like which market do you want to trade. But if you're completely new to the markets, you uh, yeah, I would first tell just look into what is trading, and yeah, don't start at the Hang Seng index. Just start with forex or crypto or whatever. Hang Seng index is if you want to learn to invest, yeah, maybe. If you want to learn to invest, then maybe. But if you want to learn to if you really want to learn to trade, then well, at first I actually always tell people like first look into. I always tell people first get to know what does investing mean, like just the basics. You don't have to benchmark or whatever. But if you know what investing means, then you can look into trading because trading is a bit more difficult. I say everyone needs to invest, but not everyone needs to trade because trading is a little bit harder. I mean, like you just have to, yeah, love financials. So, all right. So what happened with the DXY? As you guys can see, same as S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. Um, yeah, it's falling down. And why is it falling down? Because yeah, Trump is saying all the bullshit. Of course, still in the world. Um, by the way, before I continue with DXY, these are the order. Sorry, these are the. I don't use a lot of indicators, but if I use indicators, these are the indicators I use. And I always tell people don't use too much indicators because um, if you use an indicator, most of the time it's already priced in. So you just want to look at a naked chart to make an analysis. You don't want to. So for example, you can say like, okay, I want to use this, I want to use this, I want to use this, and then you will say like, okay, I will draw something here, I will draw something here. Huh? But if you share me an analysis with a lot of these things, I will tell you first like, can you please just remove all these indicators because it's just too much. It's just too much noise. You know, you just want to have the naked price. You just want to have the naked price, naked chart, and look at the price action. So, but I will use this one because this one indicates the Asian session, and like I said before, I don't trade within the Asian session because in the Netherlands that's in the night, and also many people say like, I don't know if it's true, by the way. But many people say like most of the time London session trades over the Asian session, and they also say like Asian session, the highs and the lows of the Asian session are not that powerful. So Alan, I know you already know this, but I want to share something with you guys. Forex session times. I don't have this prepared, so I don't know if I can find it easily. Um, let me see. It's a bit weird. I will explain this later because I don't have the right website for it. Maybe Alain can tell me in the chat what website he uses for the market. But I wanted to show you guys the. No, I don't. No, that's the difference. So a shotman is saying, "Oh, that's handy. Does it also counts for the crypto market?" No, it doesn't. The crypto market is a different space. So the crypto market is a market that you can trade 24/7. So it doesn't give a fuck about uh, when the session it doesn't care about if you want to trade like on London session, for example, from 8 to 10, or you want to trade the New York session. It doesn't care. It Because it's open all the time, and that's why many traders, they don't like it. But for me, it's an advantage because I can also place a trade in the weekend. But as I showed today on my Instagram, sometimes it's time to go long. Sometimes it's time to go. Sometimes it's time to go short, and sometimes it's time to go fishing. Because not because you can trade all the time. So let me tell you this. So please listen to this. So not because you can trade all the time means you have to trade all the time. So please remember, like, if you, not because crypto market is open 24/7 means you have to look at the chart 24/7, and and not every time you step behind your desk it means that you have to place a trade. You just look at the price action and let the price action tell you what it's what it's saying. So for example, no, we'll get that later. um, let's get back to the DXY. Yeah, so for example, what I wanted to say, but we'll get there later, Bitcoin hasn't shown a lot of price action last week, so that's why I didn't trade it. But let's look at the dollar. So I don't have all the news events of I don't have all the last news events with me, so I will not go over that. But what happened the last week? Let's see. We started on Monday. Okay. So this was Sunday. Okay. As you guys can see, Sunday, this was the last candle, I think, right? Let me just check something. Yes, okay. So this was the last weekly candle. The last weekly candle was bearish. So if we're bearish, you always want to look like, do we break a level? Because I'm a range trader. Did we break a level, or what range are we looking? What is it heading to? And as you guys can see, this is a bit more difficult. So for the people that just started, yeah, just listen along. Um, so as you guys can see, this is an imbalance. So it means like the price had a strong impulse from this starting point, from the beginning of the range. It has a it shoots out to look for new sellers. So this is a, a price point that didn't get tested yet. So that's why we call it the imbalance. Later I will maybe explain in the Discord what imbalance means in depth. So what happened? We tested this imbalance level, and when we test the imbalance level, it most likely want to uh, go back to look for more sellers, right? But because the last weekly candle is bearish, many people will think like, okay, maybe it's gonna be bearish for the whole week, but that's not always the case. So what do we have here? Since I'm a range trader, what do we have here? Yeah, we have a lot of So for example, this these are all shorts that didn't get taken out yet. So that means, like I always show you guys in my analysis, these are all the people that are still in their shorts. Yeah. So let's see what happened the last week. Well, let's put it on 4 hour. So let's see what happened. So this was Monday. Monday we started touching the imbalance level, the weekly imbalance level. We traded up high. We traded. Okay, we take out the last people from the imbalance level, and now we. Why it only shows price action too? Okay. I think. Yes. Okay. Friday, as you guys can see, 11 o'clock market closes. So Forex market closes. By the way, you can trade the DXY chart. You can only trade the the other pairs. So GBP, Euro USD, and Australian dollar. So Euro, British Pound, Australian dollar, and I think there's something else. I don't know. But these are the one I got saved. So what happened last week? Let's go into deep. So these are all the Asian sessions that happened last week. Sorry, this one. So as you guys can see, that's why people always say like um, the Asian price action is always not powerful. Like, as you guys can see, let me show you guys. So 12 o'clock in the evening for me in my time zone, so Dutch time zone, till in the morning. So this is the moment I wake up around this. You see, we let me see. We take out all these people. So what did I show you guys here? Many people went short. We take out all these around here again. 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock I wake up. We take out Asian session. Here and this time we didn't take it out, but most of the time that's why people say Asian price action is not powerful. So that's why trading is a probability game. I always tell my people. Trading is a probability game, so it's no guarantee that if this happened 2 times, it will happen every time. So what happened? We always take out the. We always take out. So this means liquidity grab, by the way. So that means price is always going towards liquidity. And as you guys can see, maybe why didn't we take out why we didn't take out these Asian session? Well, I can tell you guys why we didn't take out these people. Because there's not a lot of people that went in this short. Because if you have a strong drop off, so this means a strong drop off, that means not a lot of people could enter that position. So most of the time it's just a few big big players in the industry that move the market. And I always tell people, if you have let me write it down. So if you have like something like this, let me see. Yeah, if you have a wick like this, and you're inside, you enter a position on this wick by example, for example, and you have a strong impulse after this, it's hard likely that you will get stopped out because you're yeah, not a lot of people could enter this position. So that's what I want to say about last week price action. I don't have all the latest news events with me, but I will tell you guys what I'm looking for the DXY this week, even though this is consolidation. This is ugly, by the way. I always tell people don't trade within consolidation. And you will see the same. You will see the same for the Euro USD. See, it's not moving anywhere. It's just. So for example, this is a range. And I always tell people you don't want to trade within a range. So by the way, this is the Euro USDT chart. This is where many Forex traders trade on. But you don't want to trade within the range. You just want to see it. That's why many Forex traders, they always wait till Asian high. So we call this Asian high because it's the high of the Asian session. Or the Asian low gets taken out. And then you want to trade to the other side. So what I always tell people, I will explain my range trading strategy once again. So for example, you can make a range on every time frame, by the way. But the higher the time frame, the stronger the range. So back to the range trading strategy. Let me just erase something. Well, let me just erase everything, by the way. Makes it more clear. So range trading strategy. So for example, something like this. Range low, range high. What do I always tell people? You want to look for longs in the range low, and you want to look for shorts within the range high. And maybe some people are thinking like, yeah, but that's easy to say because this price action has already been this is the past price action, so this has already happened. But if you guys will look in the upcoming week, you will see if it doesn't make a full candle close. If it doesn't make a full candle close above or a full candle close beneath this level, we will not leave this range. That's most likely how it always goes. So the same with the DXY. We are at this moment in the. I will also, let me just see something. Oh, okay, I just did that. Back to the. Okay. So once again, let's take the Asian session as a range high and a range low. What did I click on? Range high, range low. So as I always say, you want to look at the range low for longs, and you want to look at the range high for shorts. I will do it like this, by the way, because this is better. Because as you guys can see, strong impulse, that means it's hard likely that these people are going to get stopped out, I think. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's no white candle within it. So a lot of bullish price action here. So a lot of buyers here. We took out a lot of these buyers, but I think you will only see on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, on the 1 minute time frame, you will see this is something. So this is again a imbalance level only on the lower time frame. And as you guys can see, it got taken out before the real move start to happen. But in the beginning, if you're starting with trading, I would say don't focus on the 1 minute time frame, because it's so the lower you go on time frames, the more candles you get. So what am I looking for for the upcoming week? You all With forex, it's very important to look at the news, because high impact news. I always use my FX book. Also, if you look in the Discord at useful tools, I think you will see everything that I use. Maybe I forget some of my tools, but most of them are in there. So you always want to look at my FX book, put the impact on high, and if you put the impact on high, that's most likely where you see the the price, the high impact news that will do something with the price. I clicked again on this one. um, Let me just see something. Yeah, so these are some high impact news. So on these days, at these time frames, many people say don't trade the news, because most of the time you can't. If you're not like if you don't look into fundamental analysis, it's a bit hard to predict based on the technical chart only to know which where price is going to. But I always tell people, of course, many people say don't trade the news, but still, like, look at the PME numbers. Like, what did the last time or the last three times? Also with inflation numbers, you all or the job numbers. You always want to see, okay, so what did it do last time? So you can just predict a little bit what is going to be what is going to do this time. I lost my chat again, but I think that's everything I'm looking for based on the forex chart. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Or maybe yeah, what do I expect of the upcoming news events? But we can jump into that later also. So anyone has questions, or everyone doing something else, or what's up? Hamza, can you follow it? BTC related, okay. So Hamza, can you follow it? All the technicals and all the fundamental things. Um, so like I said, we build together. Hamza is a little bit new. He told me. So I told him at the beginning of this session, this is going to be yeah a in-depth video, but I kind of follow it. I like that. You kind of follow it. All right, good. Um, let's see what's next. What's next? What's next? The best way to build wealth is to not lose it. Stanley Druckenmiller, hedge fund manager. Um, by the way, do you guys know what a hedge fund is? I wonder. Does anyone know what a hedge fund is? That's great. Heard of it, but don't know. Okay, so a hedge fund is actually just a fund. Like you have a different type of funds, um, like a pension fund. Like many people that are working for a company in the Netherlands. I don't know if it's different in your country, Alan. But if you're working for a company, yeah, many people will build up a pension, and a pension fund is also, of course, a fund, but it's most of the time a pension fund is a long only fund, so they will only profit of the trades or of the investment they make if the prices are raising. And a hedge fund, it makes money when it's yeah, when they short. So when they bet on if the prices are going lower, and they will also profit if the prices are going higher when they long. And they actually like the motivation of the hedge fund is always like they want to beat the markets, they want to beat the banking system. So when everyone is losing money, they are there as a alternative. Sorry, they are there as a alternative to yeah, to still make money when the economy is falling. What happened if they lose the money of the funds? Then they go bankrupt. Easy as that. It's just a company, you know. So a hedge fund is just it's a company you can invest in. But if you invest in a hedge fund, it's most of the time it will start from 100K. So it's only most of the time it's only for professional investors. So it starts as 100K some hedge funds, or sometimes it even starts at 500K investment. But enough talking about hedge fund. Well, I think most of the people waited for this. Bitcoin. I will tell you guys, Bitcoin is a bit boring these days, but we'll jump into it. Let me see. Ah, something happened. Well, as I told you guys, range high, range low. Damn, what happened? That's crazy. Okay. I was not in a position, but this is important what happens here right now. I will, because that's nice. I like that. I like that shot, man. That's crazy. So we tested the imbalance level. We took out liquidity. And now you want to look, because we're almost touching the range low. So what am I looking for? I did expect this by the way, so maybe something like this, or you put this one up high. That's crazy. I think let me see where I'm going to start with this one. Let's see. This is the big range. I think this is daily range, if I'm not mistaken. Or is this? Oh, this is the daily range. That's why I told you guys. Daily range. I think this is the 1 hour range. Oops. Yes, 1 hour range. And then you go to lower time frame, 15-minute range. What time is it actually? Oh, it's already 1 p.m. I'm sorry, I tried to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, so this is the 15-minute range. And as you guys can see, always draw your ranges, and it's easier to tell yourself like, okay, should I go short or should I go long? Or should I look for shorts or should I look for long? So at this moment, by the way, if I'm looking for a long, I want to see this happen. And otherwise, we're going lower, and then you want to look like, are we going to hold this level, or are we going to lose this level? So candle, is there a candle close beneath this level, or do we do it like this? Because if this happens, it means you can still look for longs. Actually, it's just that easy, guys. And just learn the range trading strategy. I will try to make a full video about it, maybe this week. I don't know for sure. But this is interesting, guys. This is interesting. And what I always do, so you don't have to stay on the charts the whole time, just do it like this. Oh, I don't know, when I'm recording, I can't make a alert. But what I wanted to show you guys is, I think I have an alert on this one. No, I don't have. Let me see. Well, actually, you just can put a alert. If you have Trading View, you can put a alert, like if you click on this thing, on this plus icon, you will get add an alert, and then you just wait till your phone rings and you jump behind the screen and look if your setup is still in play. So you draw the setup first, then you put some alerts, and if the setup is still in play, they will play the trade. So I think that's it for Bitcoin. I don't have a lot of things to say about it. I think this is very interesting because we're moving at this moment to a range low or a range high, and that's always important. What I also want to say before you guys ask questions about the Bitcoin. So what happened here? So what happened here? So this is my strategy, guys. This is the inverted scale. So that means the chart is upside down. Okay, price is going up here and price is going down. Now the price is going up here and price is going down. Inverted scale. Okay. What is my strategy? My strategy is, on the higher time frame, you want to look for a rejection or a gain. So for example, Let me see. So rejection, once again, rejection, higher time frame, rejection, 1 hour time frame. Okay. Now you want to look for a structural break. We go to the lower time frame. Lower time frame, structural break. Rejection, 1 hour time frame. Structural break, 50-minute time frame. So most of the time I'm always doing this. So for example, if I'm in the chart, just like I showed you before, so you don't have to wait behind your desk. You just go drink some coffee at a terrace. You just wait, okay. It makes a gain, so structural break. And now you want it to come back in your zone, so liquidity grab. Let's say liquidity grab. At this moment, we still didn't lose, so you can do like this. Some people do like this, that means you, because we're on the inverted scale. Some people do like this, that means you will get stopped out. But as you guys can see, we're still rejecting the range high because we're in inverted scale. So we're still rejecting the range high. Let me see at the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, so what happens? Many people get stopped out, and as you guys know, you will get stopped out many times. You will win many times, as long as you have. If you look at the trading, I will just show you guys this one. Trading. Let me see. Do I have it? Yes. So you always want to have a strategy. So a range trading strategy is one strategy, but never look at one trade. Always look at 100 trades. So yeah, I think everyone can read. I think everyone is Dutch right now because Alain left, I saw. I think because he saw I'm not talking about Forex anymore. But keep this in mind. So that means if you lose 65 trades and you still win 35 trades, you will still make money. But that's where many people are going wrong because they only look at how do I? Because many people only look at one trade. They say like they always post on social media. Yeah, I made money. Yeah, based on one trade. But what did you do the other 99 times? Did you made or did you lose money? That's why one single trade doesn't make you a trader. You want to make money, right? But you want to do the same thing you did before. You want to do it again. So back to this one. Okay, this is better. So what happened? Rejection, higher time frame, structural break. Okay. Lower time frame, and then you will look for a liquidity grab. The thing is, I always tell people. I don't know if we can also see it at the. So this was this was some, I didn't put in a trade, but most of the time I try to do this one. And as you guys can see, I would have get stopped out. But that can happen. Like I showed you guys, there, that's what I want to see. So what happened again here, 5 minute time frame, we made a gain. So let's remove all this. I don't know why it does that. So if I get stopped out here, it's okay, it happens. We're still within the range. As you guys can see, still within the range. We made a structural break. Yeah, we made a structural break. So once again, I just want to be very clear here. So rejection, 1 hour time frame. Because as you guys can see, we still didn't put a candle beneath this level. So we still didn't, yeah, we're still within the range. So that means you can still look for shorts because we're still on the inverted scale. Okay, back to this one. 5 minute time frame. Structural break on the 5 minute time. Well, what you take your profit? I will show you, Stefano. So structural break, because this is a high, full candle above this one. Structural break. You will look for liquidity. This is liquidity. Five-minute time frame, or for value go. This is not a trade I will take, but it's a little bit of the same strategy. Oops. So what do I always do? I will look for a risk to reward 1 out of 3. So you will put your your stop loss beneath this imbalance level, because as you guys can see, we had no wicks in this level. Rejection, 1 hour time frame. So on a higher time frame, you always want to look for a rejection or a gain. Structural break, I don't know if I'm writing it good. And then you want to look for liquidity grab. So liquidity grab, and then you will see if you can reach a 1 out of 3 risk to reward. Like I just showed you guys, 1 out of 3 risk to reward. So that means if you always put trades of 1 out of 3 risk to reward, it doesn't matter if you lose 65 times, because if you win 35 times, you will still make money. So I think that's it based on Bitcoin. So this is the original chart, by the way. And as you guys can see, you can always, I would say, like, always stick to the 1 to 3 risk to reward. To try to wick for a more certain position. What do you mean? Schrijf het anders in het Nederlands. So you can also... Oh, zeg maar. Ja, vertel me. Ja. 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 Ja, ik denk. Wel, mhm. Mhm. Maar je, ja, en dat bedoel je eigenlijk, zeg maar, jij kijkt naar super lage timeframes. In dit geval. Toch? Mhm. Mhm. Ja. Mhm. 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 Ja. Ja, ja. Ja, nee, zeker. Inderdaad, ik zeg ook altijd van, hè, als je inderdaad zo een strategie hebt en dat werkt voor jou, dan moet je dat ook doen. Maar misschien is het ook een leuk idee als je, wat nu inderdaad probeer ik helemaal me uit te leggen, zeg maar. Nog steeds, is natuurlijk ook nog steeds voor mij moeilijk om te volgen, zeg maar, hoe jij dat precies in elkaar, ja, hoe jouw strategie, zeg maar, werkt. Maar misschien is het leuk als jij of in de Discord, of als je nu even tijd hebt, aangezien ik hoor dat je inderdaad al wat verder bent, of jij even een analyse kan delen in de Zoom chat, zodat ik zo meteen even naar kan kijken. Oké, ja, oké. Hm. Mhm. Ja, deel die in de Discord. Even kijken, die kan je delen. Laten we zeggen, even kijken, ik had dat hier. Ja, deel deze hier even. Zet op het niet feedback. Wanneer je daar tijd voor hebt. En ja, als je er vandaag aan toe komt, helemaal top. Dan kijk er even naar. En dan, nou ja, ik vind het altijd interessant. Yes? Ja, helemaal goed. Laten we dat met elkaar afspreken. Yes? Helemaal goed. Hey, bedankt voor je input. Yo. Even kijken. So I will switch back to English because I'm recording this also, and I want people to yeah understand in the Discord what I'm explaining. So as I just discussed with the Shotman, he will share his trade today. He promised me today he will put his trade in the Discord and do a little bit of explanation about it. So what I also saw on the lower time frame, and then I will move over to the next subject. I don't know if let me see. I think I just saw it, but I don't know if it's still valid. And by the way, I always take my entries. Most of the time, my entries are on the 15-minute time frame. And as I told you guys, don't look at the 1 minute time frame. So I don't think I will explain what I just saw, because it's a little bit getting too difficult and too many candles, and I don't know where the trade is anymore. But most of the time, like, the rotation always happens on the lowest time frame. So that's why on the lowest time frame you will get the you get the highest reward. But also, because the lowest the lower the time frame, the less strong the candle is. It's always better to get less noise on the when you're just starting off as a trader. You want to have less noise on the charts, so you always start at the higher time frame. So you always start at high time frame, less candles, less noise. You will look for a setup, draw your zones, and on the lower time frame. So for example, as I told you guys in my strategy, on a 15-minute you will look for an entry. But if you get more advanced in this, you can draw your zones on the 15-minute time frame, and you can look for entries on the 1 minute time frame. But you will get there eventually. So what am I looking for at this moment on the Bitcoin chart is maybe this, a gain, and then back in the liquidity zone, and I will look for a long, or I just wait till it reaches the range low and see if we make a rejection or a gain, and I will look for shorts if we make a rejection, and I will look I will look for if we lose this level. So if we lose this range low, I will look for shorts, and if we don't lose this level, so no candle close beneath, then I will look for longs. So that's it for Bitcoin. I don't know if anyone still has questions, because otherwise I will I can talk for hours about Bitcoin, because I just love the asset, but that's not the point today. How did you find the imbalance? So first you want to know, like, what is imbalance? So imbalance is actually like if you see a price moving fast from one level to another level without filling too much orders. So for example, many people went many bulls stepped in here, some bears stepped in here, so some people sold here. But what happened? We didn't test this level yet. So you see, this is all liquidity that needs to get taken out first. But I will explain it in the Discord. I will write it down, because it's get a bit to imbalance level explanation. because it's getting a bit more technical if you want to know like how does imbalance work, how does liquidity works. Because what I told you guys, price always goes from liquidity to liquidity, but it's hard to explain it in one session. And also, I don't know if everyone wants to hear it right now. So I will make a video about it for sure. Mm, um, okay, so altcoins, watch list, and then news events, upcoming news events. We talk about this a little bit. Altcoins. I only look at. Let me see if I can open the chart. By the way. And by the way, Hamza, we can also make a plan for you. So if you just made a plan with Stefano, if you he also posted his commitment, I think, in the commitment channel. So you want to become a better trader or a full-time trader, and we can also make a plan like yeah, just see like, okay, you're new in this scene, so what do you want to achieve? Do you want to become a trader? Do you want to become an investor? Do you just want to learn how it works? Because I always say, like, a plan is beautiful, a goal is beautiful, but if you don't have a system, it doesn't it will not work. So back to the altcoins. I always look at the altcoins total market cap excluding the BTC. What chart is this? 15 minutes. Why it's moving so much? There's something happening, I think. Solana, it's course. By the way, this is also for quick news updates, but I don't use it too often. So what am I looking at for? What am I looking at the altcoins market cap? I always told you guys we start at the highest time frame, range low, range high. I also drawn a mid range. Let's remove this one, Asian session, because that's only valid for the. It doesn't look too appealing, by the way, guys. It doesn't look too appealing. Yeah, sure. No, no rush, Hamza. I just said like if you want. Okay, something is happening here. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It doesn't look too appealing. Like, as I told you guys, you always want to look for. You always want to look for a. Well, let's use my range trading strategy here. Yeah, the thing is, I just told you guys, like, you want to move from liquidity to liquidity. And the thing is, here you see wicked out, wicked out, wicked out. And then you see here, you see candles without a wick in it. That's why I say for value gap. That's why I say there's nothing here. So I think if you want to look for longs, for example, on if you want to look for longs on the altcoins, so all these are altcoins. If you want to look for longs, you first wait till we gain the mid range. So for example, if you have trading view, put an alert. Oh, now I can put an alert, and yeah, look for longs after we gain this level, and now you only want to look for shorts. But I don't really short altcoins that much because altcoins have low volume. They are like I told you guys, Bitcoin is a risk on asset, but after Bitcoin, there's a lot of um, after Bitcoin, the altcoins are even more a risk on asset, and also they're mostly built on hype. They always have a white. They always have something to tell, but they have no good narrative. I mean, most of the things are not proven yet. So I only want to look for longs on altcoins and not go for shorts on altcoins. I think that's it for the altcoins. It's not that special. We can look at the news events now. I don't know if you guys have still have questions about the altcoins. And by the way, Giovanni, I posted a. I made a channel about meme coins. So what do you want to look for on meme coins? Because I don't look into meme coins that much. And also the people I've spoken to, I don't know if they know a lot about meme coins. So I don't want them to talk a lot about meme coins when they don't know a lot. Upcoming news events. Yeah, nothing special. So these are the news events. Yeah, what are we expecting? Maybe the rents go up again. So the interest rates will go up again. That means very bearish signals for the markets, because if the interest rates go up again, that means automatically that means we can't borrow. Yeah, most people are likely to not borrow that much from the bank. That means the bank will not profit that much. That means one people their spending is another people their income. If we spend less, the other people will make less, and if we make less, that means we don't want to invest too much. We don't want to invest too much in uh, in the indexes. We just want to protect our money, and if you want to protect your money, you will deposit your money in risk off assets, and you don't want to put your money in risk on assets. So that means it's bearish signals for Bitcoin, is bearish signals for the tech companies, so S&P 500 and Nasdaq. And you can still look at the Hang Seng index, so the Chinese Chinese markets. Just watch the news a little bit, and yeah, it's a little bit of a hard hard time we're in right now, because anything can happen. Actually, I mean, Trump says, "Fuck everyone, I do what I want," which sometimes is good. And but yeah, trading war is not so like a trading war between, for example, the USA and China. It's not good for anyone. I mean, China is a big player in the in the in the producing market. So any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Or any suggestions? Ik heb jullie van dempen afgehaald. Hoe vond je het? Veel, hè? Ja, ja, ik zeg ook, kijk, weet je wat het is? Wat je al in het begin aan mij vroeg. Ehm, Volgens mij vroeg je iets over wat trade ik. Ik trade voornamelijk Bitcoin en Forex. Alleen wat ik nu allemaal heb verteld is niet allemaal relevant voor Bitcoin en Forex. Het is alleen maar leuk om te weten, zeg maar, met betrekking tot de financiële markten. Dus ja, het is allemaal wel enigszins gecorreleerd met elkaar. Alleen in dat Bitcoin is niet per se, bijvoorbeeld als je de euro hebt, dan heb je natuurlijk, als de dollar daalt, dan heb je meestal dat de euro stijgt. Maar dat je kan niet zeggen van oké, omdat de dollar daalt, gaat Bitcoin stijgen, zeg maar. Dus zodoende. Maar ja, het heeft wel enigszins te maken met elkaar. Ja, top man. Top, top, top. Iemand anders nog vragen? Denk het niet. G- Gio is bezig met zijn katten. Oké, is goed. Oké, hey jongens. Bedankt allemaal. Thanks voor. Ja, geen probleem, geen probleem. Ik doe het met plezier. Wat ik al zei, deze community is gestart vanuit passie. Leuk om kennis te delen. En ja, ik vind het ook leuk, zeg maar, als ik mensen, zeg maar, zie ontwikkelen. En vooral als het gaat om de financiële markten, aangezien, ja, wat ik zei, dat het mijn passie is. Dus dat. Yes, geniet van jullie weekend. En als jullie Pasen vieren, geniet van Pasen. Yes. Hey, ciao, ciao.